Imagine. It's 4:30 in the morning. You're fast asleep when you hear frantic knocking at your door. You open it, and there's a young woman standing there, terrified, begging for help. What would you do? This actually happened to someone, and what unfolded next is one of the most chilling mysteries Long Island has ever seen. This story starts with Shannan Gilbert. She was 24 years old, full of life, but trying to navigate a rough patch. Like so many others struggling to make ends meet, Shannan took whatever job she could. She was smart, ambitious, and had big dreams, but life had thrown her some tough challenges. She took a job that led her to Long Island, New York, on May 1, 2010. Shannan was working as an escort, and on this particular night, she had arranged to meet a client in a gated community called Oak Beach, a secluded, upscale community tucked away on Long Island. And on May 1, 2010, her life took a dark turn that no one could have seen coming. Oak Beach wasn't the kind of place where you'd expect trouble. The houses were big, the streets were quiet, and the neighborhood was so exclusive it was practically hidden from the outside world. Her driver, Michael Pack, dropped her off at the home of a man named Joseph Brewer. Everything seemed fine, until it wasn't. Sometime after 4 a.m., Shannan made a desperate call to 911.
What's your name?
Shannan Gilbert.
Where are you?
I'm in Long Island.
And what's wrong?
Huh?
What happened?
These people are plotting to kill me.
Her voice was trembling, barely holding it together. She said someone was trying to kill her. For 23 agonizing minutes, Shannan stayed on the phone, but her words were erratic, panicked. She sounded terrified. No one knows exactly what happened in those moments, but Shannan ran from Brewer's house. She knocked on neighbors' doors, begging for help. One neighbor, Gus Coletti, opened the door to find Shannan standing there, visibly shaken. She told him, "They're trying to kill me."
Don't get yourself hurt. Where are you going?
He tried to calm her down, but before he could even call the police, she bolted into the darkness. And then she vanished. For months, Shannan's family pleaded with the police to keep looking for her, but their concerns were brushed aside. Authorities claimed she had probably wandered off and would turn up eventually. But deep down, her family knew something was terribly wrong. 7 months later, in December 2010, while searching for Shannan near Ocean Parkway, police stumbled upon something no one was prepared for: the skeletal remains of a woman. She wasn't Shannan. She was someone else. And then they found another body. And another. By the end of the search, 4 women had been discovered, all of them young, all of them escorts, and all of them murdered. Their remains were wrapped in burlap, left in a desolate stretch of land near the beach. The discovery shocked the nation. Who could do something like this? And why? Investigators started to piece together a horrifying pattern. They believed they were dealing with a serial killer, someone who had been preying on vulnerable women for years. The media quickly dubbed him the Long Island Serial Killer, or LISK. As the bodies piled up, the families of the victims were left devastated. These women weren't just names on a list. They were daughters, sisters, and friends. They had dreams and futures that were ripped away in the most brutal way imaginable. But what about Shannan? Her family refused to give up hope. They believed she was out there somewhere, waiting to be found. And then, in December 2011, over a year after she disappeared, Shannan's body was finally discovered in a marsh near Oak Beach. Her belongings, her jeans, her shoes, and her purse were scattered nearby. But here's the thing: her death didn't add up. Police ruled it an accident, claiming she had wandered into the marsh, become disoriented, and drowned. But an independent autopsy suggested otherwise. Shannan's larynx was missing, and there were signs that she may have been strangled. Her family believed she had been murdered, just like the other women. For years, the case remained unsolved. The families of the victims held vigils, demanding answers, but it felt like no one was listening. The killer was still out there, walking free, and the police had little to show for their efforts. Then, in 2022, something changed. A new task force was formed to re-examine the case. They brought in fresh eyes, new technology, and a determination to crack the mystery once and for all. One of the biggest breakthroughs came from the killer's use of burner phones. He had used these disposable phones to contact his victims, thinking it would keep him anonymous. But technology had advanced, and investigators were able to trace the phones to specific locations, creating a digital trail that led straight to one man, Rex Heuermann. Rex was an architect living in Massapequa Park, not far from where the bodies were found. On the outside, he seemed like an ordinary guy, but the evidence told a different story. DNA, phone records, and other details all pointed to him as the Long Island serial killer. In July 2023, Rex Heuermann was arrested and charged with the murders of 3 women. He pleaded not guilty, but the case against him was strong. For the families of the victims, the arrest was a long overdue step toward justice. But for Shannan's family, there are still unanswered questions. Was she another victim of the Long Island serial killer? Or was her death the result of something else entirely? This story isn't just about the victims or the killer. It's about the failures, the missed opportunities, and the lives that could have been saved if someone had acted sooner. This case is a haunting reminder that darkness can hide in the most unexpected places. If you're ready to dive into another story just as chilling, stick around for the next video.